everybody. So today we're going to be doing a maths investigation called the Tower of Hanoi. So for this investigation, you can use things around your home that you can find. So you can see that I'm going to be using some tin cans. I've got different sized tin cans so that they can pile on top of each other quite easily, but also that you can see the different sizes. So you've got some larger ones and some smaller ones. If you don't have tin cans, you might be able to find things like books and boxes around your home that you can pile on top of each other. This will work just as well, as long as you've got smaller ones and larger ones. You can also see that I'm using some plates, and these are for the spaces, because the aim of this investigation is going to be moving these tin cans all the way from one side to the other side. So you need 3 plates. It might be that you use post-it notes or pieces of paper, or you can just imagine it if you can remember. So this is just to show you where the spaces are. So you can only use 3 different spaces. So for this investigation, there are 2 rules. You can only move 1 can at a time. It might be that you use one hand to try and remember that. The second rule is that you can only put smaller ones on top of the larger ones. So I wouldn't be able to put this larger can on top of the smaller can because that's not allowed. So the first question is, how do we do it? How do we move these cans all the way to this side? And using the rules, it might be a bit of trial and error. You might want to pause the video now and give it a go yourself. You might also want to try starting off with 1 can at a time and then build your way up. You can see that I'm using 3 at the moment. So let me give it a go and we can see if we can try different ways and see what works. Okay, so you could see that I had to give it a go. I got there in the end. There might be a different way that I can do it. So let's try another way. The first go, I actually put the smaller can on this middle plate. This time I'm going to move it onto the furthest away plate. So let's give that one a go. Okay. So I think the second go was probably quicker. It probably used less moves as well. So this time, the second question is actually how many moves does it take you? And you're trying to do it with the least amount of moves. So this time I'm going to put them back this way and I'm actually going to count, and you might want to pause and actually count how many moves you made. So I'm going to count now from the start here. I'm going to try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was 7 moves. Now if I go back to the beginning and count my first way of doing it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was 9 moves. So I think that the 7 moves was the least amount of moves. So you might want to put in a table that looks like this. And I know that there's the 3 cans here, and the amount of moves, the number of moves that I made was 7. So I'm going to put a 7 there. So you can see now that in my table, I know that I made 7 moves, and I think that's the least amount of moves that I can try. So what you're trying to do is build it up, see how many different cans you can use, and you might want to try and find keep going and trying to find the least amount of moves for 4, 5, 6 or 7 cans as well. So give it a go and see what you get.